You need to hear this because it is something most people never see coming. The moment you decide to stop pursuing them, they notice it right away. But they do not notice it in the way you might expect. It does not come with a sense of relief or casual indifference. Instead, they notice your absence with a sudden and almost terrifying clarity. It is a clarity that shakes their inner thoughts down to the very core. When you stop chasing, the world around you does not just change in small ways. The person you once went after begins a quiet and unseen process of falling apart inside. This is where things become truly risky for them. They begin to sense a completely empty space, where your attention and energy used to be. It is a space they never even realized was there before. Now that you are gone, that space feels incredibly wide and open. They are not used to dealing with such quiet moments in their life. Because of this, they start to panic without knowing exactly why. If you want the full psychological truth about what happens when you stop chasing, you have to look at how the mind reacts to a sudden loss of validation. Most people do not understand this part of human nature at all. Your absence is not actually felt as a simple absence in their mind. It works exactly like a mirror instead. It shows them things they never wanted to face about themselves. They realize deep down that their feeling of power and control over you has suddenly disappeared. When that control vanishes, their inner mind grows restless and uneasy. It turns desperate in ways they cannot easily explain to anyone else. It starts to whisper uncomfortable truths that they feel too embarrassed to accept openly. The truths they manage to avoid during the day come back to bother them at night. They begin to wonder if they wanted you for your true self, or if they only wanted you for how you made them feel important. Now that you are no longer there, that false image starts to break down completely. But they cannot see it fully yet in their waking thoughts. Their mind feels divided between what they hope for and what they are scared of. That inner division drives them to a kind of quiet madness they cannot name easily. They begin picturing your life moving forward without them in it. Every laugh you share with others, every smile you give away, and every single moment you spend not thinking about them starts to hurt them in a silent way. Here comes the difficult part that surprises many people. It is not only longing that they feel. There is also a great deal of anger mixed in, along with fear and guilt that they cannot sort out properly. This inner conflict shows up in strange behaviors that seem completely irrational or even risky at times. Most people never face these deep feelings head-on. They try to run away from the discomfort instead. They act like the problem does not exist at all. But you have brought it all into the open simply by pulling back your energy. By stepping away and letting them sit with the empty space, you have forced them into a situation they were never ready for. Something deep and basic wakes up inside them. Something hidden under many layers of self-deception starts to stir strongly. That inner voice which stayed quiet for so long now grows incredibly loud. It tells them that they cannot lose you and they cannot let you go easily. They start remembering every single conversation, every message, every look, and every small moment shared between you. They examine themselves closely, and they examine you too. They try hard to find the exact point where they might pull you back into their life again. This is the part that feels most frightening for them. They will feel a strong, overwhelming need to do something about it. They will not always act in a planned way. Sometimes they will act suddenly, and without thinking, because the human mind dislikes loose ends and uncertainty more than almost anything else. You have created the biggest kind of uncertainty for them. You might not notice it yet from your side. You could believe that silence feels peaceful, and that your absence causes no real harm, but absence used in the right way becomes one of the strongest forces possible. The moment they understand they cannot make you chase them anymore is when their outer image starts to crack. Once that image slips away, everything they kept hidden begins to come out into the light. All the things they pushed down and denied for years start rising up to the surface. That is the risky part, because the calm and cool person you see on the outside is no longer who they recognize in themselves. They will struggle to make sense of it, even when understanding feels impossible. In your absolute silence, you have become the center of their inner breakdown. But this is what keeps the story going, because what comes after this is something they cannot guess in advance. Even they do not fully know it yet themselves. The silence you made is not really empty at all. It acts like a mirror, showing everything they have been avoiding. That reflection is getting ready to speak loudly to them. They cannot stop thinking about it. They do not do this because they choose to, but because the empty space you left behind refuses to be forgotten. There is a great truth they keep secret, even from their own thoughts. Absence feels more scary than direct rejection in many ways. Rejection has a clear shape, and you can see it plainly, Absence feels like complete disorder instead. It is like an empty canvas where their deepest worries paint themselves freely. This is where everything starts getting complicated for them. They begin to notice every small detail they missed before, every break in conversation, every slow reply, and every smile that does not involve them becomes deeply important. Each small pullback in your attention hits their inner mind like a heavy blow. They replay moments that seemed completely unimportant at the time. They remember that joke you enjoyed without them there. They remember that quick look you gave someone else. They remember that message you did not answer right away. All of it plays again and again in their head. In that constant replay, they start finding patterns, or at least what they believe are patterns. Their thoughts desperately try to create meaning out of it all, because their pride cannot handle unclear situations. Unclear situations are exactly what you gave them by stepping back. A quiet fear grows in them as they start doubting their own choices. They wonder if they judged you wrongly. They wonder if they pushed too much, or if they failed to value you when they had the chance. Every hidden doubt comes up like an old ghost visiting their mind. Most people do not know that the mind does not simply accept loss quietly. It looks for ways to fix it instead. When no real fix appears, it makes one up on its own. It creates stories, reasons, and explanations to get back some feeling of power. At first, it starts in small ways, like a quick wish to contact you or a quiet interest in what you are doing. Then it grows stronger with repeated thoughts and dreams about changing what happened. Regrets become so painful they feel sharp and bitter. They start feeling trapped by their own inner thoughts because your distance has set off something very basic in them. It is the sudden understanding that they cannot get what they want through pressure, tricks, or charm anymore. This is usually the point where many people start to fall apart in their thinking. The human mind is simply not made to stay comfortable with having no control. Deep inside, they wrestle with a hidden worry that they might lose you for good. This worry does not follow clear thinking or logic. It works entirely on old instincts from the deepest parts of the mind. It comes from the parts that shout, reach out, and demand answers quickly. There is a difficult truth many people avoid facing. Their inner mind begins making plans without asking their normal thoughts for permission. They might tell themselves they need to prove they care more, or they need to make you pursue them again, or even worse, they feel the need to make you pay for walking away. When pride feels attacked, right and wrong can become very flexible. All the nice outer appearances break down. All the reasons they made up and the social faces they wore melt away quickly. This is where it starts feeling very personal to them. They are now dealing with strong emotions they cannot manage well. Feelings of want, envy, guilt, and embarrassment crash together in a way that feels too heavy to bear. Yet they cannot act in a calm manner yet. They swing back and forth between two different worlds. They exist in one world where they deeply want your notice, and another world where they are scared of their own strong feelings. They are stuck between wishing to connect again and feeling disgusted with themselves for needing you this much. This is the strange twist in all of this. You did nothing at all, really. You simply stopped going after them. Yet by doing so little, you have woken up the deepest and most secret parts of their thoughts. You have exposed the parts they have hidden for many years. You have revealed the parts they feel too shy to admit even to themselves. Those are the parts that speak softly in quiet moments, saying they feel weak, that they are not enough, and that they want what they cannot easily get. Most people will try to escape these feelings fast. They will look for distractions or try to explain the worry away with logic, but this is not something logic can easily fix. This is deep and direct inner panic leaking into their daily life. This is the point where things can change quickly. The longer you stay away, the stronger their inner disorder becomes. They notice details about you they completely ignored before. They notice the way you move with confidence. They notice the way you smile freely without them. They notice the way your days keep going smoothly. Every new observation feels painful to them. Every new understanding adds to their inner pressure. Yet they remain stuck between fear and strong desire. They are caught between what they want badly and what they are ready to accept openly. In that stuck place, they begin creating situations in their mind they never imagined before. They have dreams of having power again, dreams of coming back together, and dreams of getting even somehow. They do this because your stepping back has shown them the honest fact. You are not theirs to direct or own. You never really were. And that fact feels harmful mainly to them. Here is the open question we leave for now. They are alert now, even if they are not fully aware of it. Their inner mind has turned against them in some ways, and they do not know where it will lead them next. The trouble has started, and you are right at the center of it. They are starting to break apart without even noticing it fully yet. It begins in small ways, like unexplained tightness in their body. A sudden feeling of worry surprises them, but it keeps growing and spreading. A steady panic enters every idea, every urge, and every single moment. Here is the hard truth they must face. Your absence is not just nothing. It works as a mirror they cannot turn away from easily. What they see in that mirror scares them deeply. They see their true self without any covers. They see their weakness, their strong needs, and their fear of depending on someone. If you have seen your absence turn into their worst nightmare, they feel upset by their own wishes. For a long time, they hid behind false ideas of being in charge, being better, and not needing anyone. You remove those false ideas without any big effort. Most people believe facing someone needs direct action. They are mistaken about that. Stepping away is a powerful way to face things. Staying silent can be very strong too. Refusing to chase becomes the strongest way of all. Now their inner mind comes alive strongly. All the wishes they buried come forward. All the false stories they told themselves rise up. All the pride and refusal they used surge like a wave. They begin feeling a strange mix of strong want and anger at the same time. Care is mixed with worry and wishes are tangled with regret. They might find themselves looking at their phone with fingers ready to message you. They shake with the knowledge that they should not do it, but they feel unable to resist fully. In that uncertain moment, the break inside them grows deeper, because every person has dark corners with hidden worries and secret wishes. When the world acts beyond their control, those corners grow larger. They push out looking for a way out. They may try to act calm and reasonable on the outside, but the inner mind does not pretend. It speaks quietly, it pulls strongly, it keeps bothering them. Through your absence, you have started that deep pull in them. They create mental pictures that feel very real and powerful. They see you enjoying life without them and moving forward without thinking of them at all. Each mental image hurts their pride. Each one reminds them they cannot force you or take back what you choose to hold back. Here is the most risky part of all. This is when repeated thoughts and strong focus can develop, because the mind dislikes empty spaces more than it dislikes pain itself. The human inner self cannot remain with nothing without making up some meaning. When no meaning is offered, it creates one quickly. They will think of reasons and motives. They will go over past talks with great detail, looking at every small thing. Every memory becomes like a sharp point turned toward themselves. Every question they ask themselves, and every mental story reflects fear hiding as normal thinking. Somewhere below the surface, basic drives take over. The part of the mind that existed before rules and clear thinking, the part that simply wants and reacts, begins to make plans not in open thoughts but in deeper ways. You remain at the center of that inner storm for them. They may feel pushed to contact you to check things or to stir reactions, because when absence reaches the inner mind, control feels strange and far away. Want and worry take over clear thinking. The inner self breaks under what it cannot manage, and the pressure builds because they cannot let it go completely yet. Every sign of your independent life hits them hard. Every update or sign of your world without them cuts deeply. The painful part is that you cannot see this storm happening inside them. They are spinning in thoughts, trapped in an inner chaos you started just by moving back. This is not only regular emotional hurt, it becomes mental pressure that changes how they see things. It makes their focus stronger and enlarges every weakness and worry. The hardest thing for them is they do not understand why they feel this way. Their normal thinking tries to stay reasonable, but the deeper mind has taken charge already. They have become caught up in the uncertainty you made, in the unknown and in the silence that feels louder than spoken words. Still, they show nothing obvious on the outside. At least for now, the trouble keeps building quietly inside them. We end this part on the edge of falling apart. Their thoughts feel unsteady. Their want is mixed with worry. Their wishes feel spoiled by regret. Their strong focus has grown free and unstoppable. They are close to a breaking point. When the mind gets to this stage, almost breaking can lead to big change or complete disorder. The center of their confusion is you. This is the moment they move toward without knowing it. Your absence has done its quiet work slowly and without notice. Your choice not to chase has taken apart what they thought they managed. Now the outer cover is gone completely. They look into the empty space you made and see their true self. They see the honest, desperate and scared person below, not the version they show others. Here is the scary fact. They dislike what they see there. They dislike the weakness, the need, and the worry about losing. They dislike the strong pull that bothers them constantly, but they cannot look away from it. They cannot forget it, because absence showed what chasing never could. Most people never go through this experience. Most never meet the self that appears when the person they want steps away. Now they face a difficult situation. They want you, but they fear their own feelings about wanting you. They wish for connection, yet pull back from how strong their need feels. This is where their inner mind starts speaking more clearly. It tells them they need you but cannot have things the old way. They feel not good enough and fully shown for who they are. The mind breaks more. The protection they used before is missing now. What comes after cannot be avoided. The inner storm opens up. They may reach toward you in small or big ways, but it is no longer the same situation. It is no longer the old game they could direct, because now they know they have lost the ease of being in charge. This is the clear truth most people never face directly. You were never theirs to direct. You were never theirs to keep. By moving back and stopping the chase, you put them in front of the toughest mirror of all, which is their own inner mind. Every doubt, every worry, and every secret wish they hid for years now stands clearly before them. It shows no mercy. They start seeing things they missed before. They see weak spots they forgave and times they ignored. The self-blame feels very heavy, because it is no longer about you. It is about them, their pride, their protections, and their false ideas all falling apart. Here is the clever part of your silence. It did not push action by tricks. It caused deep seeing by simply being absent. No one can force another into real thinking by chasing. No one can change their own mirror easily. It needs distance and clear limits. It needs strength to stop joining their old game. Now they must face themselves. Some will fall apart fully. Some will get very angry. Some will try to get back what they cannot. But all of them change in some way. All wake up to truths they could not accept earlier. This shows the true power of no contact. This is the last and strangely nice contradiction. You did almost nothing, yet everything became different. Because when the chase ends, the true situation starts. The situation is not about going after someone. It is about looking inward. It is about being shown clearly. It is about an honest and strong facing of the self. Staring into that empty space, they feel it now. They feel the quiet and steady strength of someone who will not be directed. They feel the strength of someone who will not chase or shrink themselves for another person. This is where your absence does what words, actions, and requests never managed. It causes real self-standing, not just for you or for them, but for the truth that was always present. It was hidden under worry, want, and refusal, waiting for quiet to make it heard. The last line they cannot escape is that they realize they wanted someone who was never theirs to chase after. In the end, they understand that the person they have been avoiding all this time is actually themselves. This realization hits them in the quiet hours when the distractions fade away. They are left with nothing but the echo of your departure and the weight of their own unresolved issues. The silence continues to stretch out, and with every passing day the truth becomes harder to deny. They must finally look at the pieces of who they are when no one is chasing them.